All right. Well, welcome everybody. Today we have Amber Killion in executive leadership at Cornerstone Bank, serving as the information security officer, someone who's been shaping teams and culture in a space that oftentimes resists a lot of change. She's proof that real leadership doesn't have to be loud and flashy when it's consistent. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your current role, how long you've been there, and we'll break it down from there.
All right. Well, I've been here at the bank for 7 years. I've been in this position for 3 years. I am the ISO and slash IT manager. I pretty much have a list of hats because it is me and only me here who handle any of the IT, cybersecurity, anything like that. I do have somebody who manages my network they're my network administrators and handles all of that, but boots on the ground, it's just me.
Did you when you first started out, how did you know you really wanted to get into that field?
Well, I was kind of asked, and that's what's funny about it, is because I originally started out as a teller, then went to debit card, then debit card manager. And then I was asked because I am very organized, let's just say OCD. Everything's got to match. Everything's got to be in order, kind of black and white person. And that's what they needed here, was not so much the IT and technical side of it, because we did have, a third party doing it. We needed the ISO side of it, the
Right.
policies being up to date and doing that. And when I first got offered it, I was like, that's great. I would love to do it, but I'm not going to set myself up for failure. I don't know much about IT. Now, I can work my way around a computer, always piddled with them, not a problem. Except they didn't realize just how much IT and ISO were intertwined until I got in. So it was been a lot of self-learning, a 900-page book of networking. And so a lot of it is just me learning, taking webinars, seminars.
Yeah, it's constantly changing, isn't it?
Yeah. And so that's how I've progressed from day one to now, and me feeling more comfortable in my role than I did when I first got put back here. So
that's interesting. So explain to the listeners who may not be familiar with the banking environment, like why the role of an ISO is needed at every type of financial institution.
With the ISO, I mean, it is more so the policies and procedures. You have to make sure that you're following what you put in that procedure because you're bound to it. I mean, and there is regulations, there's federal regulations, state regulations that you have to go by. If not, you can get in a whole lot of trouble because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Or even if it's something minute, but you have it in your policy, you have to follow that, which in turn can actually get you in trouble if you're not following it. And so at one point in time, we hadn't updated, some of our policies. Luckily, we got them updated, got them fixed before I actually got into this position. And then I just pretty much took it over and cleaned it up. Like right now at the end of the year, starting in October, I go through every single policy. I print out every single one of my policies, read it word for word, make sure there's no new changes, nothing that I need to add, take out before that goes in front of our board. And I do that twice a year. I try to make sure that I do it, mid-year, because you never know what's going to happen first, second quarter. And then I always do it at the end of the year, just in case. Same with my risk assessments. It's just being diligent in that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say get in trouble, like what are the types of things that happen to financial institutions? I've read and we've been involved. Obviously, we engage with you guys and we support you. But it's more than what people think. Like when there's an audit or exam, if you're not in compliance, it's not just a matter of possibly a fine or a reprimand or public reprimand or something like that, but it affects like the amount of money the bank can borrow or
Right.
the rate that you get the money at, which goes to the whole profitability of the organization,
And
right?
then and then it can affect actually, especially with an examiner, depending on what rate they give you
Yeah.
at the end of it, whether you've got to turn in things monthly and show them that you're trying to make these changes and you're doing it, or it to where if it is so bad,
They
you
can pull
get
your
shut down.
charter. Right.
Yeah. And so people don't realize how important policies and procedures are. They're not just there to make sure things run smoothly. They're there to protect not only the business but the customers.
That's because everybody's busy TikToking their lives and reusing passwords and not paying attention, basically, right? I mean, that's
Oh
kind of
yes.
the way of the average American.
Yeah, they're
So,
like, "Oh, I use the same password," which honestly, I was the same way before I worked here. I was like, "I'm just it's simple. Nobody's going to know this." Oh,
right.
I was so wrong. And I'm just like trying to get my employees to look, don't just put a word, put a sentence.
Yeah, have a
Use a
phrase from like a
phrase.
book that you
Come
use or
on. I
something
was
like
like,
that, right? Yeah.
how is your day going? I mean, and that's what you might put, when you have to change your password. But I did get some kickback on that when I went from 8 characters to 12 characters. I'm like, we're raising this. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys, but we need to be a lot better off. It's time to start changing.
Yeah,
And
and that's a good point, and that's important because what attackers use is software to crack these passwords, and the longer it is, it really makes a huge difference.
oh yeah, and Scott had sent me a paper, and I'd actually sent it out showing exactly,
How
how long
long it
it would
takes.
take.
Yeah, like a 6 character
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you use, like within 6 characters, it's like a millisecond that they can crack
Oh
that.
yeah.
Like they're just logging in as you,
And
as
I don't.
opposed to if you just go up a few more, it
Oh
really
yeah.
changes everything.
And I
Yeah.
don't think people realize because everybody's so busy, they just do their job. They
Yeah.
do their job. They've got their blinders on. I'm just here to do my job, my specific job. But they don't realize your specific job is going to affect this person's job and this person's job. But you really need to make sure you're secure. You're not getting on things you're not supposed to.
Hmm.
You're not, be more aware. And so that's what I've actually tried to do is send out monthly things, security tips, not just our
Just
normal month.
keeping it. Yeah, exactly. Just keeping it aware. I mean, the way I look at it is it's a form of professional development, right?
Yeah.
You can't, it has to be ongoing. Like
Yeah,
it
because
really has to be.
it's one of those that can be out of sight, out of mind. If they're not
Right.
reminded of it, if they're not notified of it, they don't know or they're not going to remember. For the whole month of
No.
October, I have a full program that I make, and it is a question, more than one question every day. Whoever answers it first gets a prize. And then
See,
at the
that's
end of the
great.
month, there's a grand prize. Like this year, we did a swag bag and it had our sweatshirts and stuff in it. But it takes it to where at the end of it, I'm like, give me 3 things that you didn't know prior to doing, our cybersecurity awareness month. And
Right.
so I feel like if I just keep them aware of what's going on,
Yeah.
whether at least monthly, it's at least going to be in the back of their mind.
Well, and I like the fact that you reward, right? You reward people for if they see something, say something, if they get something right, if they're paying attention. That's a good culture building
I
mechanism.
do shout outs also. Like I've had a couple employees that have caught things in our like
Hmm.
wire department, been like, okay, this is not normal. Let me call this customer. Come to find out it was a customer's email that was affected. Well,
Right.
I gave them a little bag that had some stuff in it, but did a shout out on the email, explained the situation to everybody, but praised the person that brought it to my attention, but first did the correct thing, stopped, thought, and contacted our customer. So
Yeah.
I try to tell them or show them that I appreciate their work that they're putting in to
Yeah.
remember all of what I'm giving them.
Right. Exactly. So did you always want to be in banking? Like as a young child, did you play Monopoly a lot? And
I played Monopoly a lot, but no, banking was honestly not. I'm a baker. I love to bake. I love
there
to
you
cook.
go.
And
Awesome.
so growing up, my parents actually had a restaurant, and that
Oh, so you've
was
been entrenched in it, and you didn't go into food service and
no,
restaurateur?
I honestly thought about
That's a
the
tough
accounting side
industry.
of it
Yeah,
because
it's a tough industry.
I did the accounting part because my dad years ago would use the green long sheets, for
Right.
all,
Of course.
and then send everything to his accountant. I'm like, Dad, I've got a spreadsheet. I can do
Mm-hmm.
that. And I would help him, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
But more so, I loved the cooking. But they ended up selling it right after. We had it for like 17 years. But
Mm.
my whole thing is baking. I love to bake pies, cookies, breads. But no, honestly, it was never, and especially IT, cybersecurity.
It was just something that
But
just kind of
yeah,
presented itself to you, and you weren't afraid of it. You just
no,
went full circle. Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
really interesting because
you
there's
know
so
what?
many people in cybersecurity today or in certain industries that didn't even exist in the late 90s. Like they weren't a thing. It wasn't a phrase. It wasn't an industry, let alone
Yeah.
a college degree, right? Like they have entire degrees in informatics and all this other stuff that you can
Oh,
go
that
get
was
now. And you're like, that
never.
didn't even exist back then.
No.
That's crazy.
And I will say I was looking at a college at one point in time, and it did have to do with computers. And I think it was computer database something. So I've always been interested in computers, but
Yeah.
not like this side of it.
Right.
And so, but no, it was presented to me, and I'm like, okay, let's do this, you know?
Oh,
And there have been some scary times that I've been like, I can't do that. But I've got a couple people here that are like, no,
I was
you
just
can.
about to ask how, like, have you leaned on certain people for mentoring?
So my mentor, in all honesty, would be Scott. He is
Ah,
the main person that is actually first. I think he was
my Scott,
your Scott. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of our. It's the head of our cybersecurity
Yep.
division. Yeah, he's my mentor, so
I
that's we
literally
have that
think
in common. Yeah,
he was scared to death, honestly,
yeah.
for us, because I can remember the first time that we really talked, and it was on Teams. The look on his face was like, I don't think this is gonna work, and I'm like, this is
Yeah,
me. Let's see
he'll
how
tell you
this
how it
goes.
is. Yeah,
But no, he's always been one of my biggest supporters. One of
yeah,
if
that's good.
anybody I mean, any questions I have, whether it be about this or something off the wall, he's always been there. And I do have great people here that, especially management wise, that are behind me
Yeah.
and are like, you can do this. Because there
Hmm.
were times I'm like, I can't. They're like, no, Amber, you can. And I'm like, just like I
Right.
had to replace all of our workstations.
Oh, that's a big task.
And we had 60 of them,
Yeah,
and
that's a big task.
just me. And I'm like, I've never done anything. Literally out of the box, let's set it up. I got a hold of the company that is our network and is our service desk. They walked me through one. I literally documented step by step.
Yeah, exactly. Step by because it's very methodical, right?
Yeah.
And then once you document it, then you're like, okay, I've got my
Oh,
template.
yep.
Let me go and replicate this. And
And
then you can do
I
a
made
few at
sure
a
that
time.
once I got one done, I tried to do one by myself without them going through my notes. It worked, so I laminated them suckers and just started going on. And so it was a challenge because I was scared. I was like, I can't do this. I've never done this before.
Hmm.
But once somebody walked me through it, I'm fine. And just like I tell the guys all the time, my service desk, and we're trying to do something. I'm like, look, this is not my industry. I did not do all this. Talk to me like a fifth grader, and I can get you
Right.
done anything.
Well, translate, right? It's not even like talk to me like I'm a fifth grader. I know people say that all the time, and it's correct. But it's also like just translate what this means, like
Yes.
in a human sense or
Yes.
in a business sense. Like, if this goes down, we're not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Like, oh, well,
Right.
then now that's important to us, right? Like,
Yes.
if you're just saying gigabit goes down, we don't know what that
No.
means. We don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if you're telling me I can't do my job, then it
That's a
matters,
different
right?
story.
Yeah.
But
That's the whole thing.
everybody is being great for it.
Here's something I've found, and I want to see what you see in your environment is, like 10 years ago or so, I remember maybe even a little bit longer, but everybody had computers around. But if those went down, we still had processes in place. We had kinetic, physical, non-technical processes. Think of a simple example by analogy would be like credit cards. Credit cards used to have the
little
the carbon thing that you would swipe, and the credit cards were raised. The numbers were raised on the card, so that way the carbon paper would pick it up. Now I know that that's antiquated and that's old, but the point is there was many years that those still stuck around. What was good about that is when things would go down, because the computers would glitch or go down, you could still go back to those and still run them. You can't do that anymore. Like, that's just one small example of what I mean. Like, it's, do you kind of see the same thing? Like, we've gone away, not even just from being able to do it, but the processes. Like, we don't have those processes in place anymore. Everything is digital now.
Luckily, we're still new to a lot of technology. Just like I could tell you, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, probably 5 years ago, we were still had it to where our bookkeeping would go around and take all of our teller work and run it through the machine that was connected to Fed.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. And explain to the listeners where you guys are located. You guys are located around St. Louis, right?
No, we're actually located as far southwest
down
as
south.
You can go.
That's what I thought. Right.
I can literally be in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri in less than a mile.
Yep.
All 3 states. But we're actually based in McDonald County, and we have 5 branches, all in the same county, but we're extremely rural. Like, the main branch is in a town of less than 1,000 people.
Excellent.
And so, but we do serve.
But then think about what that bank, think of what that financial institution means to that community, though, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's a lot more impact than being one of 50 down the block, right? If you're in a more rural, urban area.
Yes. And honestly, I mean, we're the only bank in this town, and then there's like maybe 1 or 2 banks in a couple of the other towns that we're based in, but we're just so small in a sense. People enjoy coming in because we greet them by their name.
Right. You get to know you're part of the community.
Exactly. We're part of the community. And so, but when it comes to, luckily, processes, if things go down, we have those in place, because that actually happens to us more often than it does somebody in a bigger city, because
connectivity.
Last year we had a fiber
storms cut. Yeah, fiber cut, all of that.
And so we do still have the processes to where we can still
that's good,
take care of customers. Now they might not get their balance, or they might, but we still have the capability of servicing our customers, even if certain things go down.
See, that's fantastic.
On that, because I love technology, don't get me wrong, but it can fail, and it can fail at any time.
Right.
And it's always great to have a backup. It's always great to have hard copies of important things that you're going to need.
Yeah, absolutely.
At any point in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So let me ask you, in your experience with leading and in leadership, what's been one of the hardest things or the biggest challenge that you've had to figure out?
Challenge is honestly just respect of employees.
It's too young,
and they don't think I have the knowledge. I had to
Oh,
work for
interesting.
it.
Right.
Now, if it is employees that might be my age or younger, most of the time, not a problem.
Right.
I don't mind working for it. I've been in leadership roles in multiple, places that I've worked. So
Hmm.
there's always challenges in every aspect. And one of my main challenges has always been my age. And
You kind of rose up young, and then
yeah,
it's
but
yeah,
I,
that happens in every industry.
oh yeah, and I've always been the type of person that I'm not going to ask you to do something that I haven't already done or
Right.
I can't
Wouldn't do.
do
Right.
or
Yeah.
wouldn't do. And so that's a big help on my side. And I don't have a problem jumping in and helping. I don't have a problem showing you. You have a question, ask me. I've got an open door policy. Just come talk to me. Now,
Right.
mine's a little different because I don't have employees under me per se in the IT side of it.
Right.
Um,
You've got vendors and
I've
other
got my
aspects. Right.
vendors, and then yes, I do have our normal employees, but still being,
But you still have a leadership role within
correct.
the, like, in front of the board and in front of
Yes.
the executive team, et cetera. And you've got to demonstrate the state of
Yep.
the risk and the state of the technology, et cetera.
Yep. Because I go to the board meetings now every quarter to present my, IT minutes, explain to them how everything's gone, my IT strategic plan, you
Hmm.
know, present that to them. And so they've been great, especially,
What's some of the challenges you've had with the board? Like, not to get into your specific
mhm,
organization, I don't want you to disclose anything
yeah,
like confidential, but I mean, like, are there anything, like, are there certain board members, generally speaking, that might understand technology more than others or
yes.
see the value in it more than others?
I think
That
more
type of thing?
so it is understanding technology.
Yeah.
I've got a few that do, just as long as you break it down to them, explain it to them. And I've
Mhm.
got some that just don't, they have no idea what it is,
Yeah.
what it's going to do. And so my challenge with them mainly is the knowledge. And
Mm.
so anytime I try to present something to them that I'm asking for, or, I think we need to, I try to give them an explanation that I would understand
Yeah.
to make them see exactly why we need this and what's going to happen if we don't get this or move forward in this direction. So I think more so the knowledge side of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. What type of can you explain to the listeners what type of role do we play for you guys with our security team? Do we provide the incident response planning help? Do we do tabletop exercises with you? Do we,
So
you know,
Scott and them, they do, of course, they attend my meetings. They do quarterly vulnerability scan.
vulnerability scanning,
Um,
penetration testing?
we do quarterly tabletop testing.
Wow, that's great.
Um, and then pretty much anytime I have a question issue regarding policy, plus he's
Yeah,
always there for my audits and exams. If he needs to be on the call, if he's, because I try to, when I first got in it, I literally went through Scott with everything because I was
right.
like, okay, we are going to make sure I know what I'm doing
Right. Yeah,
and
make
I'm
sure that
sending the
exam
right stuff.
goes, yeah, make sure that exam goes well.
And so now I only go through Scott if I really have a question because I feel like, okay, I'm not changing much on this. It doesn't need to go. But because of like, I always go to him, regarding my, the cat tool since it's now no longer,
Oh yeah.
what do we need to go to? This is what I've got, this is what I've done. Can you review this? I was not sure about these few questions.
Hmm.
So, but that's there for a while when I first got, we did monthly meetings, and then actually he did weekly meetings for me when I
In the
first
beginning.
first
That's
started.
great.
back here, and then went to every 2 weeks, then went to monthly, then we did quarterly, and then we're like, hey, he's like, anytime you need me. So I do. I text or I email. I'm like, hey, you got time for a meeting this week? Got some questions, you know.
That's
And
great.
so he's always been there.
I'd love to hear that. Tell me about your experience with the incident response plans. So, when you're running a tabletop exercise, for the listeners, a tabletop exercise, it's a simulation. Think of it almost like a fire drill. We all had fire drills back when we were kids in school, and this is for a data breach, right? Like in hour one, who does what? Day one, like who's responsible, who's consulted on this, who needs to take an action item, and then as the attack changes, like the roles will change, and it's important, isn't it? Like to actually be prepared. The data shows it really helps. Like the data overwhelmingly shows organizations that run those and practice those respond faster and it costs less. So
our very first one that we did was over ransomware, and I wanted it over ransomware, and I had my CFO, my CEO, CLOs, I had them all there because I knew how bad it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to know how bad it could be.
Right.
And so that was our very first one. And we went through what Scott had given us, the tabletop and everything like that. And they couldn't believe how quick and what all could happen. And so after that, I built a incident response book that is at our here in our DR site that has our phone numbers, has the incident response, has our business continuity plan that literally says, okay, if it is a fire or if it is a tornado, these are the people that need to be contacted. If it has to do with IT, here's your leader, here's your second, here's your members. And then within that tells you, okay, this is the steps that we need to take.
That's great.
Has all the phone numbers for fire, fed, anybody and everybody that we need to contact, has everything in there. And so that gets updated or reviewed, and actually pull that out every time we have a tabletop, just to make sure the documents that are in here are correct. But no, I think it is huge to do tabletops and have that incident response, because it is so much better, because you can go step by step and you can be calm and you can be like, okay, I'm organized. This is what needs to happen. This is who needs to call. Versus when something happens and that is
the panic sets
before.
In. Yeah.
When I first started, I was like, I don't know what to do. Who do I call? Where do I go?
Right.
And so anybody that should do an incident response plan. I think it will help get the business back up and running. It will help keep your employees calm because you're calm, and then you can reassure your customers that everything's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The biggest thing is the one message needs to go out. That way there's not, oh, you're getting information from your CFO or your CEO. One person needs to say, okay, employees, this is what's happened. This is what you tell our customers. We're all on the same page. Everything's okay. So, no, I think that's a huge thing to do.
Absolutely. Hey, I wanted to ask you this. Since you have an organization there that's tight with the community, and it's everybody seems to know everybody, do you find that leadership isn't really a top-down thing? It's really, there's people that can demonstrate acts of leadership and demonstrate their leadership regardless of title.
Oh, yeah. And I see that here, actually. I see it among our tellers or actually in any department. There are certain people that they just project.
Yeah.
And
they see the big picture. It's a certain level of almost like maturity or something that they have. Yeah.
And they're great. They're great at their job. They have no problem helping, jumping, but they're not in a leadership role, but they do have that trait. And it's
Yeah.
great to have that because then you can have employees go to other employees for questions, help, concerns.
Exactly. Cross training, things like
Oh,
that.
and we do huge cross training because we
Yep.
are small. A lot of us have to wear multiple hats, and it's
Yeah.
always good to be able to have somebody that you can go to that can train somebody, or they feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, I got a question. I know it's not your area, but do you know this? So
Yeah.
we have quite a few leaders around here that are truly great at what they do.
That's fantastic. And how is the culture developed there? Do those leaders engage other people? They get feedback. They
Oh,
like a
yeah.
full circle level of feedback, things like that.
It is because we are so close with our community, and we do have customers that will only talk to certain
Oh
employees.
yeah, that's
But
exactly right.
they have formed some, a certain relationship, and so they ask them how they're doing, and it is a full circle. And it makes our customers feel like we care about them because we do care about them. Not just that you're banking with us. I mean, you're in our community. We care about you. We care about your family, your kids, how everything's going. Not just, hey, you're banking with us, you're a number. No,
Right.
it's our job, I feel, to not only care about our employees, but to care about our customers because they're our number one thing.
Yep.
And so we try to make sure that we are part of anything that's going on in the community, whether it be, we've got, because we're in so many different towns, parades or events or
Sports games and
sports
things like that.
games.
Yeah.
We've got, like, when we had Halloween, we had we had employees from here go to another school that was 25 minutes away, but within our, community, hand out candy. It's just our
That's
biggest
great.
thing is we want to be a part of our community.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, my large bank didn't do anything like that, right? That's why I like going to the credit union and the smaller ones that we have here. But I have a couple banks, but like the big ones don't. Like they barely even acknowledge anything. They don't even know who I am.
We
Right?
went through, I felt bad. I mean, we went through a renovation at the first of this year, and our customers had to adjust big time for us because we were redoing our whole teller station. We had a temporary teller station moved, but everybody was so understanding and great about it because we told them, we showed them, hey, this is what it's going to look like, even though, I mean, because we haven't had a facelift in like 40 years, so we needed it.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, everybody's loved it. They think it looks good. They still feel like it's their hometown bank, that we haven't went too modern.
Right.
And there's
Well, it's a balance, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a balance.
Yeah.
You've got to show them that you're up with the times, but you don't want to evolve too much where it becomes impersonal and
Right,
like you've
because
left them behind.
we've got older customers,
Mm-hmm.
that are so used to the way it was, but then you want new customers, which your new customers are
Right.
probably is going to be younger, so you're trying to draw them in.
Yep.
And so it has definitely been a transition, not only for us, but for our customers, but they've been great. And I feel like they have because we've let them know what was getting ready to happen, how it was going to happen, when it was going to be done. And so I think informing them and letting them know and just being one-on-one with them has helped tremendously with our customers still, wanting to be with us.
Yeah, absolutely. How about artificial intelligence? Let me ask you about that because it's so prevalent and it's everywhere. And it seems like
I know.
I was at a convention it was a couple months ago, and they had a fork. And they're like, well, the fork is infused with artificial intelligence. I'm like, get out of here. Like, come on. Like, it's like everywhere,
Everything.
right? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't need my fork to have AI.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that data point, right? Like,
Luckily, we are still I'm toe in the water. That's about as far as
yeah, just
we
kind
have
of
gotten.
experimenting, seeing like just crawl, right? Just
Yeah,
crawl at first.
because we and it still comes down to we're small, and so we don't want to. My biggest thing is first I make sure, okay, we are good on AI policy.
Right. Oh, good.
You know,
That's more advanced than a lot of clients
we've
I
got
speak with.
that,
That's good.
we've
That's
got that
very good.
down.
Yeah.
I do have to, enhance it a little bit, but when ChatGPT came out, I was like,
Yeah.
we got to get some
Right.
on the
Good.
books now,
That is good.
just so our employees know, no, don't use it, can't use it.
Right. Or if you're going to use it, you can only do it this
You can
way.
only do it this way.
Right.
Luckily, I love my employees. They're like, we don't even know what it is. We don't care.
They were like, yeah, that's
It would
fine.
only be a
Hmm.
handful of people that might try it. And I've had a couple loan officers that have tried it on their phones
Sure.
just to
Yeah.
kind of
For
see, or
sales, marketing, things like that.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
kind of see what it was, how it is, and stuff like that. I've played around with it a little bit. I've played around with Copilot a little bit. I know eventually we're gonna it will be incorporated, and I know AI is already incorporated in a bunch of the stuff that we already have.
Right, exactly. And
But
and it has been for a while. It's really the generative part that hit the public recently that is
yeah,
really so
to where
popular.
the employees use it. Now when I was setting up all those workstations, I was deleting or getting rid of the Microsoft Copilot on the tool. I was like, y'all don't need that, you don't need this,
Right.
you don't need
Yeah.
this. Which luckily a lot of people don't go playing around in their computer, they just
Hmm.
focus on
What their job is.
what their
Right.
job
Stay in
is.
the lane. Yeah.
But I do know I've got to enhance it. But right now, toe in the water, I'm not looking for big things right now. I'm just
Yeah,
keeping
that's
an
good.
eye out on
Some
what's
of the
going on.
advancements. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know eventually it will help. I know eventually, but that's my biggest thing with AI is, yeah, it could be great, but it can be so
It's very
wrong.
risky. Yeah. I mean, and it expands the attack
Yes.
surface. Like it really can cause a lot of risk that people don't have visibility into.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, well, no, no, because
Yeah,
you're
it's
doing
not
that."
like a Google
Dude,
search. It's not like a Google search, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Don't be uploading all of Mrs. Johnson's like loan info and ask whether we should lend her the money. Like don't
right.
do that yet.
And luckily they do know, hey, no personal information.
Hmm.
I'm like, if you need to how to write a policy on this, that's
Oh
one.
yeah, it's perfect for that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it gives you great
Oh
ideas. It
yeah.
gives you a great starting point. But when it comes to loan ratios and all of that, I said no numbers, no, even though it was brought up in one of my email groups about, locking the Copilot, if you have like the E3 license or, and I'm like, I don't care. No personal, no names, no numbers. I'm like, use it if you need something written or if you have a question
Yeah.
about something general, but just don't put anybody's information in there because that's just asking for a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah. That's great. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today. This is fantastic. What's on the horizon for Cornerstone and for you?
So we're updating. Well, right now we're doing ITMs. So
Well, what are
with
those?
so they're the integrated teller machines to
Oh,
where
okay.
you will see a teller, you can do a deposit, you can cash a check, you can do a loan payment. So it's literally like you're there at the teller station. And so we're working on upgrading our new
So it's like an
ATM.
ATM. It's like a hybrid, right? It's
Yeah,
like a
so it
hybrid.
is actually an ATM, but you will have the option to hit integrated teller or ATM.
Oh, that's cool.
Because
That's
right now when we updated our drive-through, we moved our drive-through so everybody, we no longer have like a drive-through window to where you can
mm,
see our people. They're all on screens.
oh, very cool.
And
Yeah.
so that is our big project, is getting an ITM here, and then our two smaller banks that are branches that we have, hopefully by the end of next year, having ITMs in there as well.
Oh,
And
excellent.
that way, because with those, you can be open from 7 to 7.
Right.
And you
Exactly.
can have a teller, you can make a loan payment or make a deposit or, make a withdrawal, honestly, too, in
Yeah.
a sense. So, really excited about that. But that is one of our big projects coming up, especially for our community. So, that
Yeah.
will be
That's great.
interesting for them
Oh, very
to
cool.
learn.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the community will really appreciate that, and you're able to scale it, right? One teller can
Yep.
cover a lot of different locations, and that's
Yeah,
really
I can
cool.
have one teller handle 3 locations.
Oh, that's fantastic then,
And
right?
so, and whenever we go to our smaller branches, we're going to have an employee outside and inside, one that can still do stuff at the time, but one that's walking our customers through how to use the machine.
Oh,
Because
that's great.
eventually those branches, we're not going to have an employee there, but we
Right.
want to get our community used to how it works and
Yeah,
show
makes
them
perfect
how it
sense.
works,
Yeah.
instead of saying, hey, here's something new, have fun.
Right, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but no, that's what we're looking forward to next year. So,
Oh, that's great. Well, hey, thank you so much. I
thank you.
really appreciate the insights, and it was good to hear from a everyday uh application, how you guys are leveraging technology, how you guys are integrating great culture there. So wish you guys nothing but the best. That's
Thank you.
great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All righty.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.